All right, we're going to get started on these Sky Jordans. I've already got these pretty cleaned up, but I want to address this toe box. Other than the toe box and a little bit of just scuffing on the red and a little fading, they're in excellent condition. I mean, just take a look. They're really, really nice. And I think once we get the toe box all set up and put some luster cream, we'll remove this creasing. They'll start to look really, really good. What's up, Dirty? Thanks. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start by acetoning this, and that's going to get some of this deeper stuff off. Then we will remove the creases all, I mean, I'm hoping they come all the way out. And then we'll add white where we need to, put a new clear coat on, and they'll be good as new. Check this out. Look at that. It's nasty. All right. So I don't want to take this down too far. Just going to kind of, oops, blend that in there. All right, it's looking good. All right, now we're going to try to get some of this creasing out. Actually, we're going to do it all the way. We're going to remove it, but I don't know if it's picking up on camera. It's really heavily creased. Yeah, it needs a little work. Let that soak. I want to get this side too. I don't know if you can see it's got some heavy creasing in the red. I got a lot of it out with just stuffing this with the shoe tree because they're a smaller size. I think these are like 5.5s, but I don't know. We'll see. These are going to look really good though. All right, well, let's get the heat gun here. Let it heat up. There we go. Try not to burn myself. I'm going to switch. All right, one more and these are going to be good. What a difference that heat makes. By the way, that is not Angela's shoe stretch. I couldn't get it in time, so I just picked that stuff up off Amazon. So if you're working by the sole, make sure you don't have the sole upwards because, you know, heat rises and you don't want to burn it. All right, guys, these are looking really good. We'll do one more quick clean off here. And then we're ready to lay a little paint down. Actually, yeah, we'll do the paint first. Let's see here. Just one more quick clean off. These bad areas here. Some sloppiness. Nice. 99 Michigans. Dope. That is a great year for him. Damn, 400 dead stock's a good deal too. All right, so let's get some flat white out. I'm not going to put any cream in these right off the bat because I don't think they need it. They are so white. They're in really preserved condition. No, Sky Jordan has just a regular actually, are you right about that? I don't know if that's a Vandal sole or not. Because it does have that curve. No, this is not a Vandal sole. But you did make me notice something. Look at the curve in this sole. That's not like an Air Jordan. Let's pull out a Vandal here. It's close. All right. So yeah, it's got that same shape to it if you look. This is more in line with a AJKO. All right. So JB's asking about the restorations, how they differ. Well, when I do stuff like fill in the soles, stuff like that, it's not wearable anymore. That's a lot different than if it's going to be a pair that gets heavily worn. So I don't really like to do a whole lot to the soles if they're going to be worn. Very, very little. And when it comes to like really correcting paint, I won't use much filler, anything like that, because it just doesn't hold up. So that's why I spent so much time trying to perfect that the collar method with the restore coat, because everything that I was doing prior wasn't wearable, and I wanted to come up with a solution that was completely wearable. No, with white, sometimes vanilla, but mainly just cream and flat white. The question was about painting white, the color mixture. Vanilla is a pretty good color though. I mean, if you're trying to get a really good ivory, you can throw a little bit of that in there. So Dirty's asking about the method I use versus the iron, and I really like the touchless method better when working with these smooth toe boxes, and that's why I do it. I'm actually, I don't know, I have better luck with really shallow creases by using the method that I just did. All right. I'm kind of just carefully blotting this in and just covering the areas that need it, and then we'll do a new clear coat on it. But like I said, these are in really good shape. They're I'll show you the stamp in a second. They were worn lightly, we'll say. The person that wore them was not heavy at all, so that's always a good thing for preserving. And the padding is great in here. It is not disintegrated. So most of the time, Sky Jordans don't age this well. I'm really impressed with these. Oh, yeah. So we're talking about some stencils here. And we need to find the vector of that, right? So if anybody on here has a vector image of the Nike Air that's on the tongue tag of the Air Jordan, please reach out. So what I'm doing here to avoid these perforations, I'm blotting the paint before I distribute it, and that way it won't group up. Because I hate it when the paint gets into the perforations. All right. Nice. Thrifting 99s. Yeah, we'll do a full tattoo reveal. with the stories behind them. Let's see here. Emails are coming in, guys. It's never a good sign on a Saturday. That's for regular work. All right, and kind of getting the rest of this out with the paint because it'll fill in that micro creasing there, the remnants. And then when you go over it with a coat or two, you just can't see it anymore. It looks great. So we're really taking our time with this. You know, JRC's asking how much do Sky Jordans go for? Not a whole lot, to be honest with you. I mean, when comparison to like an Air Jordan counterpart, they go seemingly for less, and I don't really understand. Outside, they just don't seem to age as well. The leather's the same, but that sole without the air unit sometimes makes them unwearable at this age. So I guess that's why. But I guess they're not as iconic for people too, being called Sky. But to me, they're pretty cool. I mean, they're just little mini Air Jordans without air. The leather on them, though, is pretty much the exact same. I mean, it is the exact same. And they come in the same box. Oh, nice. So Omar is aging some tongues. And hopefully the color gets right. Yeah, Breezy's asking about a shoe collection video. We'll get there. I was going to do them like 10 at a time, and then that seemed kind of wasteful. So we'll do it. Actually, we'll do that one day on a Saturday. For sure. And we can go through to the actual shoe room too. So 60,000 yen. Yeah, the natural gray, JB's saying the natural gray skies that were available out of Japan, and that's a great deal on that pair. I bid on that pair and then kind of dropped the ball and forgot about them. Whoever got that got a great deal though, for sure. But that's just that is a proof right there about the price difference between the skies and the airs. Think about if that was a pair of Air Jordans out of there. Guarantee it would be more than 60,000 Japanese yen. There's just no way. Probably, 2-3 times that. All right, that's looking really good. So we're going to let that coat fully dry before we assess it. And let's move on to this luster cream. So what I'm going to do is brush this cream on in... I'm not touching the paint, guys. I'm above it. But what the hell? I don't know if you guys can see this. That is wild. So the thread melted down to like a sparkle, like a diamond on there. That is wild. All right, that's enough of that. Get this. When you're using this luster cream, make sure you shake it. And we are going to brush it on and then really rub it with some cotton balls, and then we'll finally polish it with the polisher there. Yeah, so asking about the laces, I have like 200 feet and that's all I'm going to have. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna do them, but we'll do 200 feet of them in case anybody needs it. Yes, so the natural grays did have those wild laces on them. So this stuff is not paint, guys. It's going to go and it's going to hydrate the leather too, but it does not stay the color that you put on when it soaks in. It soaks in really naturally. So, you know, you're supposed to buff this as well, which we're going to do, but you never want to do that when it's really fresh because then you get the color everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see that though. It's a really, really good, you know, natural look. Concentrating here. See how it absorbs? I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm not sure how the picture really is on this GoPro. So Omar's asking, do you repaint on top of the luster cream? No, pretty much never. I do condition the leather though. That's an important step with this. This stuff, like when it soaks in, is more of a like a conditioner almost for it. And then when you polish it on top, you get the perfect sheen for a real natural look. This is not a, you know, permanent solution by any means, though. You do have to upkeep it if you plan on wearing often. It's almost like shining your shoes. But if you don't wear it, then it stays. Let's see how it's already soaked in over here. And this is just a more careful way of application. This is not the only way to do it here. All right. So far, so good. We will polish that and move this out a little bit. Really should tape the soles before doing this too. But we'll just be a little extra careful. And there we go. So it's filled in those spots that were lacking. Got a really good look to it right now. Got a little cotton. And these things are starting to really, really look good. So we're going to do that same process on all this dull red here, and it's going to bring it back. And we'll do this heel area, and these things will be good. Then we'll re-clear coat the sole with some matte finisher and call it on these. Oh man, so the questions about any other ways to age a midsole. Yeah, we talked about doing a video with flipping kicks from Instagram's method of soaking in hot coffee. So I have not tried that yet, guys, but I will try that. And he says it works really well, so I would trust that. Man, that toe box looks good. Hope that's coming through on camera good. In my rotation right now, it is not much because I'm not going out of the house much, but a lot of Air Max and New Balance, to be honest with you. Not a lot of ones at the moment, but I've been wearing a lot of 574s in I think a lot of those colorways are just slept on. Man, it looks good. Take that off later. All right, not going around the wings, because if you look, you'll see that red is really vibrant still. Even though this red down here is not faded, there are some scuffs, and we're going to fill those scuffs in with this, and it'll take that right out. So we're just going to coat it, let it soak in, and then take the cotton ball to it, and then finally we'll take the polisher to it. But we want to make sure it really gets in the leather. Yeah, 990s would be pretty fun. They're so well made, there's not a lot to do to them though. They're just killing it with the colorways on New Balances. When you combine it with that insane quality, I mean, it's hard to beat those. Yeah, a lot of them are expensive, you know, with what 997s and 8s, 200, and all the 990s are like 200, or 970s are like, I want to say 230 maybe. Bell's watching from Japan. That's dope. A lot of the pairs out of Japan really dried up. You guys bought up stuff way before we did. All right. So check it out so far. It's looking really good. Rub this down to give it a little factory shine. In fact, we've got to do the same here, but very carefully. And a little more here. So Breezy's asking about releases this year. I mean, I think we're going to see some airships this year. That would be really dope. So I don't know, the chunky dunks I really was hype about, but no, not really. I mean, nothing's coming to mind. What about you guys? Yeah, there are Dirty Sand, a couple steals left there. There's some stuff that's questionable that are steals. Yeah, nothing was like a slam dunk, I don't think. Not questionable like authenticity. I mean, like questionable as far as the 60,000 yen for 85 Royals. Depends on how messed up the soles are, but yeah, in this market, that's a good price still, because everything's just so outrageous. That wouldn't have been the case, you know, just a few months back though. It also depends, I mean, with if you really are like committed to doing a sole swap too, because you know, they kind of suck doing, to be honest with you guys, to stitch all that. I mean, if you have a sewing machine, it's different, but not too many people do. All right, these are looking really good. All right, I'm gonna go get the polisher and really carefully go over these at the end, but we need to get another coat of white on here in a couple areas. Pull out our white brush. This is my messy way of working. Zach's from Singapore. That's dope. Man, Singapore has a sneaker community for sure. So I'm not covering every area with the second coat because if they don't need it, why put more paint? Just covering a little area, and the brush is really, really dry, and I'm just kind of working it in, if that makes sense. Kind of provocative. Fuck. Oops. Censored. All right, that is looking good, guys. Really good. I want to do one little area right here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's one slight area that could do for some white, and we'll blend it out a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, this is white as can be because this flat white blended perfectly in here. Insanely perfect. Just cover that area there. Thanks, Chasing Jays. Appreciate it. Do the same thing over here, and we're just covering a little bit. I don't want to strip this off all the way. This white leather is really porous to begin with, but you definitely don't want to do the same on the red. You always got to get that ready. All right, I am going to do one. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a slight scuff on here, and I'm going to do it with the luster cream, and that's going to take that completely out. Yeah, 85s are smaller for sure. Well, 13, yeah, I mean, that's a big jump, but honestly, running big on your 85s is not the worst idea if you plan on heavy, use out of them. I'm a lot more comfortable in a 11.5 than an 11, I'll tell you that, and I'm a trigger size 10.5. Look at that, guys. That is that's looking really good. Hope that's coming through on camera clear because these are looking pretty fresh. All right, so I'm going to get the clear for the airbrush here. Actually, you know what? Really want to give that white some time to dry. Yeah, they do. They look really good. I'm gonna use the heat gun, I guess, to dry them so we can clear coat it. Yeah, the red pops really good after that luster cream, doesn't it? I mean, these things are nice. All right, I'm going to get the airbrush. Set this to the side, try to clean up a little bit. Airbrush. Give a good view while I go get that. How about that? That's perfect. So guys, one thing that's really important when working with clear is to shake this stuff like crazy to get the duller. All right, hopefully that view isn't too messed up. Whoops. So Lambo's asking about the new natural grays. I don't really believe it yet. We'll see. I want it to be true, but I'm not getting my hopes up. I think that's somebody just looking at color codes again. But yeah, if they release, I'll definitely be copping. Really need to strip this thing down and clean it. All right, that's gonna look good. All right, guys, let's let those dry, and I'm gonna get some laces. We'll put some nice new laces in them and take a look. So let's flash dry them real quick. Also gonna dry this side. Yeah, if they do the natural grays like the New Beginnings, that would be amazing. But like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. All right, so got some lace options here. And I think I want to put not these. Sorry, guys. Trying to get this set there. I'm gonna go find some laces. I'll be right back. We gotta lace these up. All right, we're lacing them. Yeah, they're supposed to be 200 bucks, which would mean definitely the 85 shape. So honestly, I'm not mad at 200 bucks if the quality's there. I mean, New Beginnings, the reverse breads, if they continue to do that, I'm completely okay with it. I mean, so the question is, should Jordan Brand switch to all that 85 style? I'm not mad at that idea, but I'm also not mad at like just special releases being that way. Because we have to be honest with ourselves, the technology's changed. So a lot of these people that cop these just want to wear them comfortably, and the retro is going to be a little bit more comfortable than board lasted. So Lambo's asking about soaking them in tea, soaking laces to give them an ivory look. Yeah, for sure. That gives them a really good look. The key is you want the tea to be hot when you do it, and you really got to soak it for a long time and keep agitating them. Man, these look so good. Very happy with them. Very, very happy with them. And guys, I tracked down a box for these two and I want to restore it. So might get to that today. If I do, we'll go live again with that because I want to airbrush it and make the box look like new. Dope. All right. So yeah, the light, that's fine. You can have it 10 inches, 12 inches. It doesn't matter. You just don't want that heat to really accumulate. And it's not at that height. It's going to be fine. So you're all set now to, you can ice soles, you can whiten them. You can do a lot with that. You can also do old electronics, which is kind of fun. You can restore like Game Boys and stuff. And people can make good money doing that. Like as a hobby. We're not going to get into that yet though. So Fizzy's asking about how to make a new Jordan look like an 85. I mean, you could definitely, you're never going to get the shape and everything down, but you could age the soles on them. You could add scuffing, but at the end of the day, you might just want to let them age naturally. That's, you know, they're going to age on their own. I think these laces are a bit short, guys. We're going to have to make them work, though. These laces are a little on the cream side. But to be honest with you, I think they look pretty good. Kind of like that contrast. Yeah, check out the stamp, how fresh that is. Love it. Yeah, patina looks so good, guys. That's what makes an 85 look so great, you know. But that would be a fun little art project. I just don't know what would all last on it, too. Look how fresh the tongues are. Man, I'm pumped. These look so good, guys. What do you think? Time to do the box. Definitely need to clean the bottoms of the soles, though. Man, they're so nice. The padding, everything is just great. All right, guys, we are going to break here, and I'll be back later on. Can't tell you exactly when to work on the box, and that may get a little long, but we'll see.